Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. So today we are going to cut this corset with a yoke. So first of all, we're going to get our vertical measurement. The vertical measurement we need is the shoulder, that's the shoulder line. So from the shoulder line we get the bust point, the under bust, and the waist. That's the vertical measurement that we need for this corset with a yoke. Now I'm going ahead to make it into a straight line. That's the under bust, the bust point, under bust, and the bust point. So now the next step I'm going to take is to get our shoulder line. The shoulder I'm using is 7.5. That's 14 inches divided by 2. That's 7.5. Then I'm going to go down by 1 inches and make a slope there. So from there I'll measure my armhole, which is 9, and now make it into a straight line. So I'll get the midpoint of the armhole and give it a curve. So I'll go ahead to label it. That's the bust point, under bust, and the waist line. Right. So the next step I'm going to get now is to get the nipple to nipple measurement. That's 4 inches, and I'm going to make it into a straight line for 4 inches, taken from the bust point to the waist. Right. So I'm going to get my 4 inches of, that's the nipple to nipple, divided by 2. Now from the under bust I'm going to take 1.5 inches on both sides, and also do the same at the waist. 1.5 inches on the both sides. Then I'm going to connect it to the bust point with my curve rule, like so. All right. So now I'll take 1 inch. All right. So I'll get the 4 inches from the bust point and connect it together. I'll come in by 1/2 inch on that line, 1/2 inch from there, and I'll connect it to the under bust. At that 1/2, remember the paper is on fold, so when I open it, will be up to 1 inches. So now go up by 1 inches, and I make it into a straight line and connect it. Right. So I'll take 1 inches on both sides. There, that's above the chest line. Then I connect it to the bust point, like so. And I think the curve rule will be better, so to have a curve there. Right. So the next step is to connect it, like so. Connect it to the chest line. Right. Then I'll connect to the waist, connect the line to the waist, like so. Then I go and mark my neckline and taking 3 by 3 inches. This is actually optional. So this is our yoke. The yoke is already formed, as you can see. So I'm going to take the horizontal measurement right now. So from the bust point, I measure my bust divided by 4 plus the dart intake. I do the same at the chest line, bust divided by 4 plus the dart. Remember the dart is 1.5 inches on both sides, so the dart is 3 inches. I'm going to add it. So do the same at the under bust, right? And the same at the waist. The waist divided by 4 plus 3 inches dart. Now write it and connect it together, like so. Alright. So the next step to take now is to cut it. Okay. First of all, get out the armhole. That's the armhole. Then the neckline is off. this to get my yoke first. So I'm going to starting from the line at the curve so that I'll get my yoke. So that's the yoke. All right, yes, that's my yoke. Now trim it off from the waist, then trim off the dart. All right, ensure you label it so that you don't make mistake when you are tracing it on your fabric. So I label the first one 1 and the other one 2. That's also how I label the fabric and the lining in order not to put the right one on the wrong place. So now this is the cup. As you can see, the cup is formed, as you can see. So now we are going to cut the back piece. All right, so I minus 2 inches for the back piece. As you can see, I've already folded it. I'll fold the zip allowance in so that I will get my measurement. So get the vertical measurement, the shoulder, the chest line and the waist. That's the 3 vertical measurement that we need here. So I've already draft the armhole, right? So I'm getting the vertical measurement. Remember, this is the back, it does not need bust point, so you don't need any bust measurement here. So I'll get the neckline. Now connect my neckline. The neckline I take here is 3 inches width and 3 inches length. Remember, I take 3 inches width at the front, so it should be the same with the back. So the length is optional. So now I'm going to connect my dart. As you can see, that's 1 inches from the waistline. Then I trace the line and connect it to the waistline. That's the dart. All right, now I'm gonna have to open the zipper allowance. All right, so that's the zipper allowance. Then I'm going to connect it to make the shape and the neckline V, although this is totally optional if you want it. But if you don't want it, you can leave it like that, the initial one. So I'm going to connect it to a V line. All right, and now get my horizontal measurement, the bust and the waist. All right, so I cut the neckline. As you can see, the neckline starting from the zipper allowance, I cut it. And this is the yoke. The yoke is already formed. So I get ahead and trim off the excess